For many women, our hair is a challenge no matter what. But when you factor in medications, an incurable disease, and all kinds of other nonsense, that actually creates a whole different dilemma when it comes down to your hair. Want to hear my hair story or my lack of hair story? Stay tuned. Hello, my loves, Kelly here, and welcome to A Slice of My World. So the story of hair, whew, man, let me tell you my story, but before I do that, please hit the subscribe button if you have not been here before, because it's kind of adventurous some days, and I want you to be a part of that. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. Also hit that thumbs up if you like the content that you see here. So, years and years and years ago, I had hair. Ooh, imagine that. I wasn't always this bombshell, bald girl that you see here today. So what happened with me, now being bald, especially if you're a black lady, is very much acceptable as something that was a fashion choice, especially after the movie Black Panther. Well, for me, this was not a fashion choice. Now it is. I mean, now I could probably grow my hair out, but it's such a pain in the butt to do so. And, many of you know that I live in Mérida, Mexico. It's hot here, y'all. And although I'm almost always cold, it's still hot here, y'all. So we do get a cold snap here or there, but it's hot here, y'all. So again, but what happened with my hair was Lupus attacked me. Lupus was very mean, and the medications also can cause hair loss. And what was happening was, at the time I was living in Chiang Mai, Thailand, and I pretty much was, going along with my life, and my body stopped doing certain functions. Like, it's really weird. Like, I can't stand up and put my hands directly on my hips. I have to actually put my hands lower on my body and walk my hands up. And so most people, when they go to shower, they can use both hands, and I actually have to assist myself to get my hand close enough to my body to actually be able to effectively shower, or else I'm way out here somewhere. Like, hey. Anyway, so that was of great concern to me. And my body doesn't produce blood like everybody else's body does. Hey, Lupus, how you doing? Thank you for all these interesting challenges. So my doctors thought that my brain was turning off things that it deemed as non-essential. At the time that it was doing this, I lived, I think I mentioned this already, in Chiang Mai, where it's even hotter there. However, I was wearing wigs, and I had a ton of hair underneath, like a lot of us do. We wanted something that was a little more glamorous, or so we were told in society that, wigs would help with that, and, it was long and straight and cute and all this good stuff. So when I went to the doctor, they said, hey, we need to do a brain scan to see what is happening and why your body is no longer performing tasks that are normal. It's not like this is not, washing your body, it's not like it's a muscle thing that you don't do all the time. You do it frequently, and then all of a sudden I couldn't do it. And in the interim, because it was so hot, what would happen for me is I would go home, take off my wig, shampoo my hair, and there were handfuls of hair just falling out, falling out, falling out. And if you've had this happen, you know that this could be pretty traumatizing. And it doesn't fall out in a cute hairstyle. It's not like it falls out and you still be looking all good underneath, whatever. It falls out, and some spots are, more prevalent than others. And I'm just watching my hair fall to the ground, and it was devastating. Even though I was covering it, even though I was doing what they call, I guess, protective hairstyles, it was still pretty devastating to watch my hair coming out in handfuls, not just like in the comb or the brush, but literally like in handfuls. So I called a good friend of mine, Roman, which I'll link to her YouTube down below. You guys may have heard of her, roaming around the world. But I called up Roman and I'm like, Roman, oh my God, they think my brain is shutting my body off. Like, she was the only person that at that moment like knew. It was a couple of weeks before I even told my kids, because I was waiting on the test results to come back and all of that. So I told her I had to go do these tests. And Roman says, well, that's not something you should go and do alone. And she went with me to the hospital. Well, when I got to the hospital, the young lady explained to me that I would be in the machine for about 20 minutes. So I go in and I get in the machine, and if you guys have ever had like an MRI, you know that it is very loud, and they give you the earplugs and it sounds like techno music, really bad techno music. So she told me it was gonna take about 20 minutes. And so I went in and I laid in the machine, and about, it seemed really quick. It seemed like 3 minutes later, I was out of the machine. And guys, I'm gonna tell you, I totally, completely freaked out when the lady brought me out, because I was like, oh my God, my brain is really bad. Did I pass out? Oh, I can't believe. And she could see the panic like all over my face. And she was like, no, you did not, everything is okay. You were only in there for 3 minutes. And she asks me if I'm wearing a wig. And I'm like, well, yeah. And I'd had this in the States where they'd ask me if I was wearing a wig and ask me if I was willing to remove it. And I was like, no. But when they tell you that they think your brain is shutting down, you shedding it all. You taking out clothes, glasses, earrings, hair, whatever it is you want to know, right? Because your brain, like your heart, like your lungs, are very essential organs. And if your brain is shutting your body down, basically that's a slow death. I mean, let's just be real about that. And so I was like, okay, I'll take it off. My issue, if you will, wasn't so much that I had to take the wig off when she had to do the examination. My issue was this little cute Thai lady with her, doing her best at English, trying to help me put this wig back on so that I don't look crazy, okay? And for me, that was just like, I felt this sense of overwhelm with my hair is falling out, I'm wearing these hot wigs, and my brain is potentially shutting my body down. And that's a lot to deal with, guys. So I'm one of these people that I don't believe in, I'm a person, I don't complain a whole lot. I think you guys have kind of learned that about me. I believe that most of what we complain about, we can fix, we can change, we have some type of control over. And that situation for me was, okay, I can't control the fact that my body doesn't produce enough nutrients to feed my brain so that my brain can continue to do things that it should allow my body to do. And I just don't believe in stressing over stuff that I can't control. And unfortunately, I could not control my brain, but I could control my hair. So the question kind of became, how do I change it? How do I fix it? So what I did was I went home and I put the wig in the garbage. And it was the only wig I had, y'all. I put the wig in the garbage. And when I put stuff in the garbage, there's other garbage in there and it's all garbagey now. So I'm not gonna change my mind. It's like, it's in the garbage, ew, okay? It's now like, ew. So put the wig in the garbage, and then I got a pair of scissors and I literally pulled my hair from the middle and just cut it down the middle. Not on the side, not somewhere where I could be like, oh, I could salvage this. Nope, went straight down the middle, had a reverse mohawk. And when I looked at it, I thought to myself, y'all pardon my French, because I'm definitely getting ready to drop an F-bomb. So if you want to bypass this piece, I looked in the mirror and I thought, what the fuck did I just do? Like, for real. We keeping it real. We keeping it 100% here today. Okay. So I was like, oh my gosh, there's no turning back. Because when I put the wig in the garbage, y'all, like, I made sure that I would not change my mind. So I put all kinds of, like, I cleaned out the refrigerator on that bad boy. Let's put it that way. And I wasn't getting ready to dig through there. I'm like, I'm prissy if y'all haven't realized that. And there was no way I was going in the garbage for a wig that was now too big for me, frankly, because I had a ton of hair. I ain't gonna lie. And that was what, and it fit over the ton of hair that I had. So I cut all of my hair off, and then I freaked out. And I took a couple of pictures and I sent them to Roman. Again, she was the only person that knew what was going on with my potential diagnosis and the whole 9 yards. And her being a wonderful friend and, saying the right things. Oh my gosh, you got the perfect head for this. I think you look wonderful. And I was like, she just being my friend. I look crazy. So I thought that I was just like, had just made the worst mistake ever, but I felt kind of committed to it. And I was like, okay, we're gonna stick with it. So in Thailand, they have a lot of what is called lady boys. And it's not offensive to say that there. Only in America is everything offensive. So that's what they were called. And so I started worrying that I was going to be seen as a lady boy. I'm straight. And I didn't want to be seen as a lady boy. I am a lady. And it was funny because when I shared this later with someone, they're like, but you don't look anything like a boy at all. I was like, have you seen the lady boys in Thailand? They are beautiful. Like, you would never know that this person used to be a man and now they're a woman. They look better than some of the women, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. I was like, who you go to? I need to go to whoever that was, because they are gorgeous. But I digress. So then what had happened was I used to wear these little teeny diamond earrings. I didn't wear all these lovely big giant earrings that I wear. And so I started wearing head wraps. When I left the house, I was in a head wrap, which is just as hot as a wig, y'all. I ain't gonna lie, it's just as hot as a wig. But I was hiding because I was like, what are people gonna think? They're gonna think I'm a lady boy. I have no hair. Oh my gosh, all of my long hair is gone. Whoa, whoa, whoa. And I am a firm believer also that professional bullies, people who have bullied people all their lives, know how to hit you right where you live. Even if they weren't privy to your private conversations, it's almost like they Facebook stalked you and found out where your insecurities were. So one night I went to a business gathering, and in that gathering, there was a man who decided that he wanted to bully me. Like, every little pod of conversation that I became a part of, he decided he wanted to join that pod, and any derogatory comments that he had to make were made towards me. And I'm tolerant to a certain degree, and especially in a business environment, I really am, I don't have a lot of filter, but I try to not get really upset, because when I get really upset, people start getting hit in the head with a pipe. And I didn't want to hit him in the head with a pipe. So anyway, there was even a point at the party where he kept talking over the top of me. I interjected saying something to someone. He overtalked me to tell me that I had overtalked them. And he proceeded to continuously overtalk me. And if you guys know me in person, I'm not gonna argue with you to talk, because typically my voice, I'm putting out as much energy as I can just to have a regular conversation. So if you feel like you have to have it, then you have it. And so at one point there was another gentleman who actually interrupted him and said, hey, we would actually like to hear her finish a thought. And I don't think he liked that very much. So towards the end of the party, there was another young lady. She and I were gonna go to dinner together. And she and I were standing there talking, and everything is winding down. He walks up to her. She's a cute little thing. Walks up to her, puts his arm around her, pulls her in close, and says to her, or says to me, her I'm attracted to, you I feel sorry for. have we met? Have you guys not been here long enough to know that I am so far from passive that that was not going to fly? So I said to him, bruh, I could get a man head wrap, no hair, or hair down to my ass. You the one standing here trying to impress a woman. So the very next day, I got on social media and I ain't had no hair. I ain't had no wig, I ain't had no hair. And I said, whoever don't like this can kiss my bony black ass. And I've been bald pretty much ever since, guys. And the thing about it is, when I first cut all my hair off, clearly I was not embracing the look. When people would ask me, why are you, what happened to your hair? I'd be like, oh, I've got a medical condition that caused my hair. And then I met this beautiful lady named Alexa. And Alexa is bald and beautiful on purpose. And I was in the mall one day and I never would ride the elevator. And she said the same thing, right? That neither of us would ever usually ride the elevator. But for some reason, on this particular day, I decided I'm gonna take the elevator. And I'm in here and, I'm surrounded by, I'm the only chocolate chick in the joint at this moment. And the doors open up. And when they open up, I view this beautiful black face with not a stitch of hair on her head. And I said, oh my God, I'm so excited to see you. And she looked at me and says, I'm excited to see you too. And we've been friends ever since that moment. And when I got to Chiang Mai, at first I was out doing everything. I was all over the place. And Alexa and I will be walking through town and people would be, Kellie, hey, Kellie, how you doing? Oh, Kellie. And she was like, why everybody know you? I was like, 'cause I be everywhere. She says, you are a celebrity and a former fashion blogger. You should look like such. Take those little bitty earrings off and wear earrings that have personality. So thank you, Alexa. Hey. She added a little flair to my flair. But anyway, that is the story of my hair. And here in Merida, ever so often, we will have a few cold snaps. So this year, inspired by another blogger friend of mine, Colby, I will share her information below too, World of a Wanderer. She had these fabulous wigs that she was paying like $17. I was like, girl, I need me a hair hat. So I bought the 3 that you all saw here. Let me know your thoughts on them. I will only get to wear them in January when it's cold for 3 days, but I still have them and they're a lot of fun. And I'm no longer hiding, I'm just having fun and being me. So if you all like this content, please make sure that you do the thumbs up, make sure you subscribe, share it out if you know somebody having some hair issues and they're feeling a little less than love because their locks are affected. And if you want to support my channel in other ways or support me in other ways, visit the links below. Joyfullycolorful.com is where I create lupus awareness, stuff that I create, art, wearable art, coffee mugs, that kind of thing, and different stuff like that. So anyway, check it out and I will see you guys next go round. Have an amazing week until I see you again. Ciao.